Hello everyone. Hello everybody. Hello everyone. I'm here again. Hello everybody. Hello everybody. You're welcome to the music chat room. I'm your host Niran Obasa, and I've got a great friend here in the studio today by the name Femi Adedoyin.
Hello everyone.
Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, now this is the first male singer I'm bringing up on show today, so I really took my time to actually track him down. Now here we are today. Now, how did it all start? Straight to the point. How did you get into music?
I got into music many years ago when I was in year 2, primary 2.
Okay.
I was in a Christ Apostolic Church, and we used to have a guy that would play the drums, which we call the local,
the local drums.
Local drums. But he didn't come on that day, so and everybody was like, "What's going to happen?" So I was just told, "Try it." I was in year 2, primary 2 in school, so I said, "Okay, I'll keep trying." I was just willing to try, and I kept trying, bouncing something back. But before the end of the rehearsal, I started to make sense. And on Sunday, I was actually the one that played to support the team. And that was how myself and the other guys started to play. And we started to now split the drum to 2. He'll play one, I will play the other one. And that was how it all started. And I joke, it got to a point that I became very good at it. That I traveled to almost every part of the country, Nigeria.
Playing the congas?
Playing the conga that time. I was taken to the north. The first time I went to Bauchi, to Jos, to Plateau, to the eastern part of the country was because they took me to play the bongo drum.
Wow.
And later I developed the love for trumpets. While I was playing the bongo, there was a particular day at rehearsal. We were in rehearsal on that day, and somebody was singing, and the person said, "Oh, Femi, you can sing as well." And I said, "No, leave me out of that. I just want to play." And he said, "You can sing." He said, "Try and sing." So I sang, and I sang a lower octave to what they were singing. I said, "No, take it out a little bit high." And I took it, and I said, "Well, you've got a very lovely voice." And that was how that started as well. I started to.
So everything has been by trial.
Yes, by trial, but it's all in there.
Were you born into a music family or something?
Yeah, my mother sings. She used to sing, and my father used to sing as well. My mother actually used to lead the women's association, women's. She would sing. She would coordinate them. She's late now.
Wow.
And my father had a lovely voice. He could sing as well. But none of them could play musical instruments, perhaps because they didn't explore it. So it was from there that my love for trumpet also started.
Okay. And, how did you get into trumpet? Were you asked to pick it up, or?
Honestly, my mother was working with the church because she was a midwife that time. She was working with the church, and that day when I finished my secondary school and I went to meet her at the place where she was serving the Lord, and I saw these 2 guys playing the trumpet, and I was so fascinated. It was so fascinating. So I said, "Oh gosh, I love this." And I went to the guys after, and I said, "I really want to be able to play the trumpet." And they said, "Oh, Femi, it's not easy. If you want to learn, you can learn." And they started to play me around. So when money was money in Nigeria, at some point I had to pay one of them 20 naira to say, "Teach me, I want to play."
That's a big money.
Yeah, that time. So he took the money, but he didn't really teach me. So, but I made up my mind that I really wanted to learn the trumpet.
Okay.
So I started to, at some point, I would go and rent a trumpet from one of those guys to say, can I pay you something to
so that you can use the trumpet?
Because I hadn't bought mine then.
Okay.
So with that, sometimes I'll go in the bush. Sometimes I'll practice at home. When I started to practice at home, my mother would kick against it to say, "Oh, why are you playing trumpet? Do you want to die young?" You know, the mentality then was when people blow the trumpet,
their intestines will get blown up.
Exactly. So and but because of the persistence, because I really wanted to learn it, I kept going. I didn't stop. And the first time when I will start to play in the church, I remember it was Prophet T. Obada's church.
Okay, that's CSC.
CSC, Christ Apostolic Church of Niran. So my friends would be, Femi, you've been practicing this thing. You can play. I've heard you play. You can play. And I said, yeah, let me try. So I went to church and my first show wasn't great. Some people were, TJ was on the keyboard.
Yeah.
I was playing the trumpet. A friend of ours, DG, was on the drums. And they said, oh, Femi, play the trumpet. And I tried. When I started the song, at the beginning it was good. When I got into the middle, it wouldn't go for it. And people started laughing at me. But I didn't stop because of that.
Okay.
I think
that's it.
Subsequent Sunday as well, there was a particular time, some of my friends said, "Hey, stand up, let everybody see you. You're playing the trumpet." But when you stand and you started to play like you want to play Jehovah, you are the Most High, but you play, pa, pa, pa. And a friend of mine was so, Deji then would say, "Sit down, Joe." Yet he was the one that was encouraging me to get up. To stand up. But honestly,
practice pays, isn't it?
Yes, I didn't let that deter stop me. So
I think the key to learning all this, everybody has at one time had their own downfall of it when you go out there to play.
Exactly.
And then if you don't practice, you're going to mess up.
Absolutely.
It's not about wanting to be in the front. You have to practice well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So those things, rather than allowing those things to pull me down, I let those things work in my favor.
Okay.
Just like somebody would say that you can either choose to be bitten by your mistakes, or you can choose to let your mistake help you to rise up. So I use that, and sometimes I will go in the bush. I'll just be practicing.
Yeah.
I'll walk away from everybody. I'll take the trumpet. Whatever it is. So later, it got to a point that I became very good at it.
That means the energy you put into playing the conga, you're able to apply yourself.
That's it.
On the instrument.
Everything. So with that, it got to a point that in the whole of that city, when people hear my name, they actually call my name by trumpet. They will call me Femi Ferry.
Yeah.
And it got to a point that, wait, before you mention 1, 2, 3 people, trumpeters, they will say, have you heard Femi play? And those people that I was looking up to, that I was thinking they would teach me, were now coming to me to learn from me.
Wow.
Because I didn't give up, because I kept going. And that's, for me, that's the spirit to get to most of the instruments.
Was that the same thing you did with playing the piano as well?
Oh my!
Because you play the piano well as well, and you sing over it.
The one with piano, if I tell you, I mean, it was a lot of dedication.
Wow! Did it take more dedication from you than all the other instruments?
I must tell you, yes.
Why?
Because if you want to say, piano is the grandmother of all musical instruments. I remember when I went to borrow a friend's piano, an older friend, and he said, "No, don't worry, you can use it." And I could stay up night from 10 p.m., 9 p.m. till 5 a.m. in the morning.
Playing
practicing.
Wow.
When I started, there was a particular time that I thought I wouldn't be able to play it, and I was into tears one day when I was practicing and I couldn't get something, and I said,
wow,
I need to know this thing. Because you see, that time...
What was driving you to learn to play? At least you can play the trumpet.
Yes.
Were you singing then?
I was singing then.
So what was driving you to play the
You see,
the piano?
what I've realized that to be a good musician, you've got to, and for you to be able to express the feelings that you have on the inside of you, you've got to be able to either play the guitar to come along with you.
So a chordal instrument.
A chordal instrument has to be there.
Either a guitar
or the piano. And I realized that with the piano, because I was playing the trumpet, when I need somebody to come along or to help me, I would have to get a keyboardist. And a friend of mine one day didn't know that it pushed me into greatness, because one day we were talking and I asked him, I said, oh, let's go and play. And the preacher had finished preaching and I just wanted to play I Surrender All on the trumpet. And I asked him to go and he said, oh, well, you're a musician, you to go and play it. And he thought, for me, you know, because I'd had the mindset to learn, I could teach people, I could read music, but I'd not dedicated time to practicing it. So it's not enough for you to be able to read music. You've got to be able to give dedication. You've got to give it time. So when people see you play for 1 hour in church and they say, oh, is it not just for you to play for 1 hour? I laugh when I hear people say such things because they wouldn't know how many hours, thousands of hours
you spend
that you put into it before you could actually play through those tunes that you're thinking or talking about. So it took me a long time, because many times, I won't say long time, but it's long time. Because learning when it comes to musical instruments is progressive. You can never say you've known it. Everybody, you have to keep learning by the day. If you don't practice, definitely it's not going to jump.
And funnily, there's something special about the piano or the keyboard is, it's an instrument you have to play the chord, the melody, and the bass line. It's like you combine a lot of things together and you only have 10 fingers.
It's all encompassing. And you know, with what we do as well, to be able to sing along with it, it takes dedication. So many times when people watch me play and I close my eyes and I'm playing and I'm singing and they're wondering, how is he doing it? They wouldn't know how many hours has gone into that. So if I come and I'm playing before you and people say, oh, Bro Femi, we only need you to play for 30 minutes. I'm not looking at the 30 minutes that you're thinking about. All I want to do is to praise God. The only reason I learned this thing is because I want it to be that I could praise God at any time without hindrance. I could sing, I could do whatever I want to do. I just wanted it to be that I could serve the Lord with my music without any hindrance. So if nobody is there to play the piano, I could sit to play the piano. If I
no
find
limitations,
somebody,
you know?
No limitations. I could, if it's the fact that there's no drummer in the church and I don't have to sing, I want to be able to play the drums.
Oh, you play drums as well?
Oh, yes.
So you're multi-talented. Mr. Femi Adedoyin is multi-talented. So tell us the other instrument you play. Do you play the bass?
I play bass guitar. I used to play bass guitar for Youth for Christ International. And I would sing along.
Okay, which other instrument again?
I play the guitar as well.
The guitar, wow. And so making two?
I play saxophone.
Saxophone?
Yes.
Trumpet, keyboard, conga. Do you play the gong?
Well, a little bit. I don't really play much of that.
So you play the drums. So you play 7 instruments at least. Do you play the flute?
Yes, a little bit, but not
up to the standard of the other instrument.
No.
It's a lot of dedications.
To be honest, for me, I feel that if you have dedication to learn this keyboard or piano, then if you want to explore other instruments, it becomes easy. But it doesn't matter what instrument you play. Once you give dedication to one musical instrument and you get good at it, you can leverage that into learning all the things. That's if you're willing to learn. There's one thing in my life, I've always believed that there is nothing impossible.
Okay.
And if I choose today to become a medical doctor, I believe it's possible.
Okay.
I feel that God has given us the will and the power to do whatever we want to be. But because I love music, that will, that power,
you're able to channel
I have channeled it into gospel music, really.
Yeah.
I could play others, but dedicating it to see that I could praise God, worship God, and I could do anything, just to lift up.
Now to the second part, which is just a development on the first section of this interview. Now I know you sing, and you sing so beautifully well, and you've got the power, to do this. Now, what did you do to develop your voice? Let me put it that way.
I think voice development comes with dedication as well.
Okay.
It's just like talking. If you want to be able to speak in English, you've got to be speaking English.
Yeah, okay.
If you want to be able to speak in any language, you've got to keep singing or keep talking in that language. And it's the same with singing. If you want to be a good musician or a good singer, then you've got to learn to sing. And whatever it takes you to learn to sing, you've got to be able to do it. I believe there is no useless voice in the world.
It's a matter of development.
It's a matter of development. When you listen to somebody like Phil Driscoll, when you listen to other people that have high tones and low tones and quirky voices, there is no voice in this world that does not have a place. As long as you can carry a tune through, all you need is dedication. So when people come and they say, oh, I can't, I've had many people in my choir that when they come to join, they will say, Brother Femi, I can never sing. And I will tell them, I believe you can if you apply yourself. And you realize, I used to have a guy that he had a very croaky voice. And I told him, you can sing. And he said, no, I can't. And one day I played Fred Driscoll and somebody's album for him, and I said, listen to this person.
Okay.
And I said, I see your voice as singing like that person. Amazingly, a year or 2 years later, this guy was singing.
Wow.
And people
so it's not a makeshift kind of thing that you start like this, then you can do it the next moment.
No. I
So
think
you
one
need
of the
time, dedication and time.
Exactly. I think one of the challenges we have is that people are looking for microwave blessing.
Okay, or microwave.
Microwave. They want instant
skill development.
They want. I tell you, everything in this world, if you want to do anything well, it requires time.
Time.
Relationship requires time. Skill development requires time. Everything, and that's why time is vital. You want to be a good musician, you've got to give time to it. You want to be a good singer, you've got to give time to it. No matter what you want to do, God has given us the will to be who we want to be, as long as we channel our effort and time to that thing.
Okay, now, when you were growing up or developing your vocal dexterity, who were the musicians that you listened to or trained after or mentored you?
To be honest, I had a couple of people.
Yeah.
There's a man called Morris Chapman.
Oh, yeah.
I love Morris Chapman, the way he was singing. Andrew Crouch was one of the people I listened to. I listened to...
Well, this guy in Zona Integrity Music.
Oh, yes.
What's his name now?
Yes. Ron Kinoli, many of them. But no, the person that I really... Alvin Slaughter. I love Alvin Slaughter.
Actually, when I heard your voice, Alvin Slaughter comes to my mind.
I love Alvin Slaughter. He's got a wonderful range of voice that I feel suits my voice. And
I know that you also work with someone, very close to you.
Exactly.
Yeah, who is that?
So Jide Arowolo is also one of the people that I believe has really encouraged me and influenced me as well. So
and I think you guys sound so much alike.
Yeah,
I'm going to bring him up on stage on set one of these days, the two of you, and then
people say that to be honest, life is about dedication. Life is about finding the right people that you gel together.
Yeah.
I know that sometimes when I listen to people like Marvin Sapp, when I listen to Kirk Franklin, when I listen to Donnie McClurkin, and many of them, what I want to learn is to be able to learn from various people and become my own personal musician.
Yeah.
So when I sing people's song and people say, "Whoa, Kirk Franklin came to our church today," and I say, "No, I'm not Kirk Franklin. I just want to represent Kirk Franklin as he did his song." If I do Donnie McClurkin's song, I want to be able to deliver it the way Donnie McClurkin delivered the song. So that way, I'm learning from the skills. We call it riding on the wings of the experts.
Yeah.
Because some of these people had exposures to things that I didn't have exposure to at that time. And I believe that has really helped me to become who I am. So learning from various people, but not just anybody, learning from people that have quality substance. People that they know what they are doing and they are experts in their field.
Great.
That has really helped me. That has really helped me.
Now, coming back to the practical section of the interview, how many octaves do you cover in terms of vocal range? Okay, let's have a try on that. Okay, let me start from C. The C below middle C. So that's an octave down. Okay, let me go to middle C and let's see what's happening there. Wow. Let me see if we can go one more. So from this now, we're able to get 1, 2, 3, 3.5. Okay. Not bad.
Okay, I think this is high. I picked this high.
Yeah.
If I pick this as do.
It should have been this. No.
Yes.
This is already high for a tenor guy already. You're in the alto range. This is mid-range of the alto range. Highest part of the alto range. Okay, no wonder. So going through all these musicians, you were able to explore all the vocal ranges because I know Abby Slaughter is kind of baritone or tenor
it's low tenor.
And then Donnie McClurkin is high, is in alto range.
Yes.
Who else is in there in that? The Marvin Sapp too.
Marvin Sapp
is quite high.
It covers some of those.
And every of these musicians, they have different things, different techniques to bring in.
Yeah.
So I always think, you want to be who you are, but nevertheless, you have to go through all these musicians. It's like you're in school.
Absolutely.
You're in school, you have to go through all the techniques they bring, learn to sing their songs.
Exactly.
So when you write
the way they did it.
Exactly. So when you write your own song, it's going to sound well.
Exactly. And I think that's one of the problems that we have now. Because people hear somebody's song, rather than you learning that song the way that person did it, from the beginning you say, let's adapt it. No. So they haven't learned what they're supposed to learn. It's only when you have learned that thing, perfect it, then you can adapt
You can adapt it.
When you are adapting, you are not adapting rubbish.
Yeah.
Because you have already learned something good.
Something.
So from something good, it will be you would then go better. And that's why for me, when I listen to songs and when I do those songs, some people will say, you even did it better than the people that did the song. Why? Because I've learned what they did.
Yeah.
And I try to now develop on what they have done. So that I can get better.
Yeah.
And that's what is missing many times when you hear people pick up someone else's song rather than mastering that first. They start adaptation from the beginning because they feel the song is too complex.
No, that's quite wrong. Now, how long does it take you to learn a song?
It varies.
Okay, depending on the technicalities involved.
Depending on an individuals as well.
Okay.
My skills to learn is not going to be the same as yours.
Yeah.
And like I always say to
But
people,
in your own case?
In my own case, honestly speaking, if I pick a song in a day, in half a day, less than that, no matter what song, I dissect it and I should be able to do it.
Can you give us some practical steps in learning a song? Like you pick a song now, what are the things you do, maybe in order before you finish, before you can say, yeah, I know how to sing this song.
Yeah.
What do you do personally?
For me, when I want to do a song, I want to listen to it through first.
Yeah. How many times?
I just listen to it through 1, 2 times. I want to hear it from the beginning to the end, maybe 2, 3 times. After that, then I want to start dissecting it.
Yeah. What do
then
you do
in
dissecting
it, I could take it bit by bit.
Yeah.
I don't want to learn everything at the same time.
Yeah.
For a
You
song
start
that
from
is
the verse or the chorus or the easier part or the most
No, I just
difficult-
start from the beginning of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to, if somebody did an ad-libs, I want to do it exactly the way that person did it.
Yeah.
So if the intro says, I want to make sure that I'm able to replicate that.
Yeah.
When I do that, and the person says, I just can't give up now. The way that person sounded, I want to do it that way. I don't want, if somebody says, I just can't give up now. I don't want to say, I just can't give up now. No,
Yeah.
they're two different things.
Yeah.
Because that person had added something to it. So I want to break it from the beginning to the end of that. So that by the time I'm representing it, that person knows that I'm singing his or her song the way the person has done it. So when I break it into manageable chunk,
Yeah.
it's easy for me to track it. For example, I remember the first time I did, never would have made it, never could have made it without you. I would have lost it all. But now I see how you were there for me, and I can say, never would have made it, never could have made it without you. You see, without you.
Yeah.
Those parts are important to me. I'm not going to sing, never would have made it, never would have made it without you. No, because that's not how the person had sung the song.
Yeah.
He didn't sing it that way. He sang it differently. So I've got to sing it the way that person had done it. And I want to then record it later when I've broken it down into pieces and I've done it. I want to record myself. I want to hear what I sound like. I want to record myself. I want to hear that I'm not, say, I call it massacring someone else's song. Somebody has put so much effort into a song. If I want to represent that song, I've got to represent that person properly. So I don't massacre the song. If I don't do justice to it, then I would rather just leave it.
Yeah.
And that's why some people say, Femi is okay that way. Let's just do it. No. I believe
It has to be well done.
it should be well done. I'm not perfect. I'm not looking for perfection per se, but you've got to work to your best. If you set a target of 100%, you might end up with 80% or 90%. But if your target is 90%, you would end up with 70. If your target is 60, then that person would end up with 40% or 30%. If you set a target of 150%, you are sure you will get 100% at the end of the day. And for me, that's when I listen to a song, I'm setting a target to represent it the way that person has done it. Because I know it must have taken that person many hours, many weeks, many months to produce that.
Now, going through your musical journey your singing career, have you ever met any song that gave you the most challenge and you eventually had to even drop the song?
I can't remember any like that. The first song that first challenged me was an opera song.
Which was?
Comfort ye.
Oh, that's a tenor aria.
Comfort ye, my people. Comfort ye. Comfort ye, my people. Savior God. Savior God. You know, when I
quite interesting. And that's a tenor song.
So when I first did that song, I was like, oh my God. So when you go, speaking comfortably to Jerusalem, and some other contours that you have to
can we say
there.
your ability to sing a classical music also helped you in your contemporary music?
Absolutely.
So as a singer, as a musician, you shouldn't be biased. You have to go through most of these genres.
Honestly,
to actually develop your skill.
Absolutely. You see, just as I could sing in classical, I could sing in English, I could also sing in Yoruba.
Okay.
I've seen people would ask me, Femi, I never knew you could sing Yoruba like that. If you listen to some of my albums that I did in Yoruba, the way I sang Yoruba, many people would, how did you do that? Well, it's just because I also thought if I would do Yoruba, let me do it well.
So it's a question of thirst after knowledge.
Exactly. So if you want
improve
to
your voice, learn from as many people as you can.
Exactly. You want to
Don't
do
limit
Apala
yourself.
music. You want to do Apala music, do it the way they've done it.
Yeah.
You want to do Fuji music, do it the way they've done it. You want to do reggae, do it the way they've done it. You want to do contemporary, do it the way they've done it. Because it then makes you a versatile musician singer. Then that way you are all rounded.
Yeah.
You're not just trying one side of it. But like I said, honestly, learning is a journey. As I'm still learning every day of my life. So there are still some new things that will come, and I would say, you know what, I really need to learn this. I really need. So if I see somebody doing something that I like, I don't envy. I appreciate it, and I go back to the drawing board, and I want to learn from that thing to see how that can make me better. That has been my approach.
How many songs have you released so far now?
Oh my goodness. Many.
Okay, how many tracks or how many albums have you? I know you're working on one now.
Yeah, I've done Tomorrow is Good, Irresistible, Sound of Rain, and two others as well. But at the moment I'm working on 4 songs. But in each of those albums there are many songs in them.
Wow.
And I'll be honest with you, for me, it's just because of time. I believe if I'm going to release an album, there must be a reason for it.
Okay.
Right.
Do you have a set target for yourself that in your lifetime, I want to be able to have written 10 billion songs?
Not exactly, to be honest with you, because I believe that in a day, if I want to write 100 songs, I can write it in one day.
Okay.
Why? Because of the musical ability, because I know that I used to teach composition a while ago.
Okay.
And I as a music instructor, and I would tell people that writing songs comes with inspirations,
Okay.
but you just keep writing.
Okay.
You don't rubbish anything. If you write something you don't like it, don't throw it away. There are times I look into some of my notes and I see songs that I've written like 15, 20 years ago, and I'll pick it because I've written notes on it. I've put notation on it. It's easy for me to remember.
Okay.
Oh, this song. Oh, man. Yeah, and you know, it comes that way. If you can't do notation, we've got good devices now.
Yeah.
Whatever comes to you, just put it down.
Okay.
Oh Lord, my God, oh Lord, oh Father, I'm grateful. Whatever it is, whatever tune comes to you, put it down. If you can notate, then you could think of words. If God gives you some lines and you want to put it down, put some notes on it. If you're not happy with it, change it later.
Okay. I don't know whether you are aware of this. On this show, there is always an impromptu section. I'm going to set you up now. This show is known for that. I'll put you on the spot. You're going to write a song now. So this is going to be a song for the day. One of your songs
No
for the
problem.
day. Okay, are you ready for that? I don't know the song too. Let's see. Let me look for one key.
Play anything.
Third one.
You are Lord. We do it again. Father, my Father, Father. Oh yeah, Father. You are Lord.
Good, good.
You created everything, yeah, and you got it control, yeah. 'Cause nobody can determine your worship. You alone. So I say, Father, my Father, my Papa, I call you Father. You are Almighty Savior. Almighty Father. No one can dethrone you. Almighty Savior. No one can dethrone you. I say it again, Father. You're the Almighty Father, I'm glad I can call you Father, You are Hallelujah.
Mr. Femi. That was brilliant. So,
Hallelujah. Thank God.
now out of the abundance of the mouth speaks, I think this is just a practical demonstration. It's what you have inside that you are able to bring out.
Exactly.
And you're able to put up a chorus, a verse, and a bridge on that. Now, the next time you're going to see him is going to be performing his songs, and please stay tuned when he's going to do that. Okay, Mr. Femi, it's been a wonderful time together. Guess what? If this is your first time on this channel, please subscribe. If you want to see him sing, you have to subscribe, press the notification bell, share this video. It's coming back to give us a wonderful show, wonderful singing time. Guys, it's been a wonderful day today with Mr. Femi Adedoyin. You've loaded us.
Thank you.
Please, guys, give it up to Mr. Femi Adedoyin.
Thank you, guys. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
I'm really glad. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, good. So come your way next time. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.